You're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Go Live. It's finally Saturday, and as I already promised, I'm going to be doing the Go Lives on Saturdays from here on out. I think it's a much better idea. I mean, that way it'll give the opportunity to those that work during the week and whatnot that getting time to check in. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the camera just a little bit. Hope everybody's weekend is off to an amazing start. Mine certainly is. Hopefully, let me turn down the music a little bit. Okay, so yeah, mine certainly is. Nothing really planned. Last week I was on call, so got called in a couple times. Wasn't too bad, and we got the job done. The procedures done, I should say. And I figured that midweek go lives. It's although it's obviously possible because I've done it. I figured that much better idea to just stick to the weekend. So nothing too crazy or out of the blue or anything special for today. Just just your good old fashioned go live, and of course, as always. Just for the sake of consistency, we start every go live with a Pokemon pack unveiling and opening and busting the pack. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. You guys have been absolutely awesome, amazing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now, and then of course at the end of our go live, and we're going to start off with the Japanese pack, and so might as well start with a little bit of a super electric breaker. Okay, so let's see what this beauty has in store for us today. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, we send that pack flying. Okay, and we're going to start things off with a fishy. I know I've come across that one before, but sorry guys, I'm obviously not learning these names, or obviously in the English version of it, but not learning the Japanese one. So we're just going to keep it at a suspense because it doesn't look like I'm going to be learning Japanese anytime soon. Okay, so our cute little baby dinosaur looking thing right there, followed by a cool, pretty tranquil kind of fairy tentacle looking thing over waters. Looks pretty they look pretty tranquil. And oh man, look at that. We got a full art holo right there for you. Duck Trio, if I'm not mistaken. Look a little bit different, with the hairdo and whatnot. Kind of look like the Bee Gees, like the Pokemon Bee Gees right there. So hopefully that would be a nice little surprise for us right there. And finally, we end with a little, I don't know, penguin looking thing. It's got the power. Okay, got the power to make you move. All right, cool. So just to start off the show today, just wanted to give a quick update as to where we're currently at. Obviously, I've been doing the Pokemon unveilings on a daily basis. Now that I'm sticking to more of a schedule, I feel that it's more organized, to say the least. And like I said from that previous video that I had already created and I posted, Monday through Thursday, I'm going to be doing the daily Pokemon TCG Buster Packs. And Fridays are going to be my accountability weigh-ins, and that's giving me my transition into the next contents that I'll be creating. Saturdays will be my go lives, and Sundays will be a day of rest. All right, taking one day off, at least one day. I think I've earned it. And that way everything can stay nice and organized, and a little bit for everybody. I was thinking though, since most of the content on this specific channel has been mainly geared towards Pokemon content, and I know that I said that this channel wasn't just going to be only Pokemon content, but I think for the sake of keeping things, again, organized and consistent, I was considering opening a second channel, and that'll be specifically geared towards fitness-related stuff, exercise. Obviously, the Friday accountability weigh-ins, but that'll also give me the opportunity to start posting videos in regards to my workouts. What do I do? What do I eat? The mindset that I get myself into, types of music that I enjoy listening to, and then that way there'll be a channel just dedicated to that content specifically. Because the thing is, I'm doing a lot of Pokemon, which is awesome, and you guys have been super supportive on that. But then, throwing in the fitness stuff too, it just kind of like, you know, puts things at like a, like kind of like little wackadoodle kind of situation. So I was hoping that I can kind of just combine both of them together, and it'll just stay on their just one channel and kind of just mix things up together. But I think it might be a better idea for me to open up a second channel to devote it to that content specifically, and then down the line opening up a third channel, and that'll be whatever I decide to do on that, whether it's anything movie related, anything music related, anything history related, anything nursing related, or just healthcare, medicine related, and whatnot. And of course, I'll give the disclaimers and discretions and all that kind of stuff. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, right? Yes. So, aside from that, the week has been very interesting. The work has been very, very interesting, to say the least. But overall, got my health, I've got my family, my friends. So I feel blessed, and I feel very fortunate from where I'm at. And yeah, how are you guys doing? Hoping everybody's, year's off to a great start. I can't believe we're pretty much almost done with February already. Can't believe I've had this channel for almost 2 months, or actually, yeah, 2 months already. So time just flies by. It's amazing. As an adult, that's the interesting phase in our lives and whatnot, right? So we get so caught up with our day-to-day lives, and got so many things to do and whatnot, that time just seems to fly by from a blink of an eye, right? But yeah, I mean, it's that's just the whole point of growing up, I suppose, right? So yeah, I mean, not too bad, not too shabby, right? Um, let's see. As far as content in regards to today's Go Live, I'm not going to go too deep into it. This is just more of like the Saturday introductory sort of ordeal. Next week, however, I'll bring this up again, but next week is actually going to be really cool. My best friends and I, we again, life catches up and whatnot, so we can't get together as often as we want to. However, one of my best friends, Nick, and myself, our birthdays are very, very, very close together. Mine is on the 6th, his is on the 12th. Unfortunately, we couldn't celebrate it together. So what we decided instead was to find the best weekends, the best Saturday, and get together and enjoy good quality time, play a lot of catch up, including one more special guest is going to be our other best friend, Harant Robert, and we decided that we're going to be taking up a day at the breweries, and as we're catching up, we're actually going to be doing a Go Live with me busting open a box and Nick busting open the box, and Rob there to probably bust his own box, right? And we're kind of just going to be sharing all of that, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And so I'm hoping that you guys stop by and check it out. And it's going to be a I think we're going to be specifically sticking to Pokemon. We're going to be doing a Pokemon TCG bust a boxes sort of day. So there's going to be tons of stuff that to look forward to. Hopefully, we're going to be making so many hits and pulls and whatnot. So and we're going to see who's going to catch them all, right? So that's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. So that's actually going to be next weekend, Saturday the 1st, March 1st. Roughly, I believe around 12 o'clock. That's what we decided to meet. That's the time that we're going to meet. I'll post the exact time that we'll be going live. Okay, so so stay tuned. So yeah, today's subject, nothing really too specific. Just mainly catching up on life and like the things that we go through on a day-to-day basis, and sometimes life just gets the betterment of us. One day we're riding really high, next day we're having a really bad day, and then we just come about it. It seems that every day, like people seem to be going through different kinds of turmoils, and sometimes we feel that it's we're the only ones stuck in this rat race, or these mind jams, mental gymnastics, and or whatnot. And sometimes we feel alone. We feel stuck. We feel like nobody understands what's happening in my life, or they might understand, but they really don't. They don't get what the hell I'm going through in this exact moment, and that's fair and it's understandable. Don't though somebody could be going through something, very very similar to what so and so is going through, but they don't necessarily. Then a lot of times they don't really catch into the logic, or to that moment that they're feeling the way that they do, and it's a difficult place to be. I'm not trying to be vague. I'm just trying to kind of hide certain events or certain people's identities, because it's nobody's business as to who's going through it. Just the relevance behind it is that we all go through something like this on a day-to-day basis. It's important to show that that although we have experienced what this person is going through, it's just also an important reminder to let them know that we care, and that we're actually there for them, and that we can actually empathize, not just sympathize. Differences between sympathy is usually for one that hasn't necessarily experienced something, whereas empathy is, I have an understanding of what you're going through. And I feel that it's important to bring up this subject matter, because it doesn't matter the time of year or time of day or whatever. Maybe everybody's going through some sort of struggle in life, and have difficulties in how they deal with it. Me in my own life, the difficulties of just trying to handle my day-to-day priorities, my responsibilities. I'm not a husband. I'm not a father. I'm not. I don't have those kind of responsibilities. But just because I don't have those, it doesn't mean that I don't experience my own sort of dilemmas and whatnot. Everybody, deals with different kinds of jams in life and whatnot. Just want to put out there that if you feel that nobody's here for you, well, here live right now, I'm telling you, or when you watch this again, or if you're watching this, I'm here for you. Okay, I know it's easier said than done. I know that sounds pretty cliche, but just letting you know that hey, I'm a human being as well, just like you. And it's the importance of communication is such an important dynamic. It's such an important trait to have, because the importance of communication is not necessarily just speaking, but just being present, just listening, really taking it in, actually listening, not hearing per se. You can hear people, as long as you have that ability of sound. But to actually, taking a moment to just chill, taking a step back and be present in the moment with that person, and saying, you know what, you need to rant, go ahead and rant. I'm here for you. And along the way, learning how not to cut that person off, becoming more and more skillful with, not having to necessarily bring up your own, situations. You can. There's a time and place, or a point that one can do that, but not too soon, right? So, because you want to give that person their moment to again vent, to bitch, to complain, whatever it may be, and also being able to figure out when is a good time to step in and kind of give a constructive criticism, not to necessarily lay blame, not necessarily to take away that person's or that person's moment to convey all of their issues and problems, or just having somebody to listen to them, hear them out. We get so caught up with the me, and that's the ego talking, of course, right? That sometimes our reactiveness to those who felt comfortable and confident enough to trust them with our information. We kind of we disallow them to feel the way that they feel when we kind of just kind of listen for a little bit. But then it's like, well, what about, it's easy for you to say, or, oh, like, well, what about me? I'm dealing with this. And it's like, not about you. That's the whole point. This person felt comfortable enough to approach you with their problems. So just give them their moment to just flush out whatever it is that's consuming their mindsets and whatnot, and let them just have their moment. And when you do convey your information or your advice, it's important to be very open-minded with the advice that you're giving. Now, I get it. Some people are like, oh man, like I don't like it when people tell me about their problems and so on and so forth and yada yada. I get that, but if you're saying that, but then you're also giving some level of advice, it's kind of it kind of defeats the purpose, because you're going to be coming from more of a an aggressive sort of approach, and then the person's going to feel like, well, shit, I felt, I thought I felt comfortable enough to come to this person with full confidence, and now they're kind of just disregarding my emotions and feelings, and whatnot. And I'm not trying to make this into a therapy session or how to communicate. It's like, but in a way, I mean, I kind of am, because with my everyday life and what I do for a living, I know a lot of it has to do with saving lives, and yes, and that's the important thing. That's a priority. But a lot of it also has to do with listening, not cutting off people when they're trying to explain something, really taking in the information and being able to analyze it and be able to regurgitate, for lack of better words, regurgitate the knowledge the best as you can, not in an aggressive way, because people don't respond very well to aggression. That's just my experience of it, or just people in general. They might be listening if you are so reactive to them, but really it's if they feel that you're kind of approaching them aggressively, they're probably not going to be coming to you again. And I mean, unless that's your strategy and that's your tactic, oh, yeah, they found this moment, so I'm gonna, just lay it on them and blah blah blah, just so that they never talk to me again or come to me with their problems. Mission accomplished. Great job. But to those that really, truly, sincerely want to help other people, it's important to really kind of just have your moment to just chill and take in what they have to say. Not too long ago, my about almost coming to about a year ago, I was going through a lot of you know issues in my very own life that I felt pretty alone. My best friends, they're getting in relationships, and they're getting into marriages and having kids, and time is or time with each other is kind of slipping away and whatnot. And one does feel a level of loneliness. I know it's some people are like, oh, what the hell is that? That means you have nothing. You don't have, or you have so much time on your hands, so you're spending too much. No, you could be doing a million and one things. And people that know me, they know that I'm always doing something. I'm always busy. I'm always trying to use my time wisely. But down the line, in the midst of doing so much crap, we get reminded that we're only human and we can only do so much, and it is important to take a step back and focus on self-care, as that's the most popular term in modern days. And I know that I was neglecting that a lot for myself, and I felt at a very low place. Felt very down. A lot of people were like, dude, you're this optimistic guy and you're always glass half full, and it was like, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad people were able to identify me as something like that. But I mean, I'm flesh and blood. I'm only human. I'm not robotic. I mean, it's I suppose I'm robotic to certain things based off of programming, but hey, it's like I'm gonna have my low points too. That's the side effect of humanity, being human. Humanity, right? We have our highs and lows and whatnot, and yeah, I was at my, thank God, I'm not going to call it an ultimate low. I don't ever want to know what the hell the ultimate low looks like or feels like. I'm sure that I've experienced it in some way, shape, or form in my life, but thankfully, um, I have an incredible family. I have amazing friends that I was able to not necessarily go directly for them for like this or that advice or whatever it may be, but just the presence of somebody that's just able to hear you without you know cutting you off halfway as you're coming clean to them, and then just like laying all this stuff on. It's I know why people do, or I have an idea as to why people do that. I feel like I know why I've been guilty of doing that is because we just want to hurry up and solve the problem. We want stop the whining. I don't want to hear. It's like no, it's you want more wine with that, or you want more crackers or cheese with that wine, whatever that saying is. But but yeah, no, I mean, we're trying to come to a place of I really care about this person. I don't want to see them like this. I want to hurry up and solve the problem, solve the puzzle. But that also takes away, you know, that person feeling that way, and not giving him their moment to actually, hey, just give me a second. Hold your horses. I came to you for a reason. Let's just chill for a second. Let's take us away from our daily millions of things to do, right? I don't want to be dealing with that right now. I don't want to be dealing with this anymore, or whatever it may be, right? So, um, I feel that that is something that's absolutely important, and that's something that everybody should practice. Not saying one should be practicing that every single day, but I mean, granted, there are other people that have mental health issues. That's just what I'm going to identify it as. They have more mental health issues than others. Others, they have their moments and they're able to bounce back very quickly. Others, it's very time consuming. It's very time consuming. It's mentally consuming, and it's not a happy place to be. And believe me, we everybody knows what the hell I'm talking about. Nobody. I mean, it's nobody can say that. Oh, I don't have any health, mental problems. It's like, give me a break. Like seriously, like honestly, like seriously, like be real with yourself. Be realistic. If anything that you're going to be realistic on, uh, it's it's the mind. You know, um, as a nurse, and when I previously worked in emergency, I triaging patients. People come to us at their most vulnerable situation, right? We sit them down, we make sure it's the right patient, and we ask, how can we help you today? What brings you to the emergency room? And so people, they'll give all different kinds of reasons, right? I've been having a lot of headaches lately. Okay, so more of possibly something neurologic. Man, I've been having a lot of abdominal pain. Gastrointestinal. Man, they're clutching their chest. I've just been having a lot of chest pain lately. And I'm like, potential cardiac, or it could also be GI related as well. Man, my husband's been acting. It was like I've had difficulties breathing. Okay, respiratory. Some people come for just it's cold outside. I just need a place to stay. Whatever it may be. There's some people just nothing at all. But I guarantee, I put money on it that we all have a certain level of a mental health issue. If you don't have anything else, we do have a certain level of mental health that we definitely need to address, and figure out what's going on up here so that everything else will be able to be properly aligned. So, how I bounced back, it took time. And so, one of my dear, really good friends, she recommended me to an amazing, therapist. Yes, he does see a therapist. Oh my God, therapy is important. Some people disregard it. Some people think it's a joke or it's a quack. Well, good for you until you need it, right? So, but there's no shame in it. There's no harm in it. I know there's still a bit of a stigma behind it, but it's therapy can be considered anything. It's not just sitting down in a chair and then another, stranger sitting across from you, and you're just talking about this, that, and the other thing. It can be a multitude of different things. Eating healthy can be therapeutic. going to the gym can be therapeutic. Taking a vacation can be therapeutic. Reading a book can be anything can be considered therapeutic, right? So changing things up, always feeling like, oh, we got it. I got this. I don't need any help. I was like, we all need a certain level of help, right? One of the hardest things for me when I was a brand new nurse was, and which is a very common thing from my understanding for a lot of new nurses, and a lot of skilled nurses who reminisce and they say, yeah, that was actually one of the most difficult things for me is delegating. Knowing the scope of practice of others that you are able to delegate to, and being able to ask for that assistance. And a lot of people feel that, no, I got this. I could do everything. I could just like, until you, you either get so worked up and so overwhelmed and whatnot that, one doesn't not want to be there. One does not want to go there. So sometimes the very last skill that a nurse learns is delegating a task, because we feel that we are super nurses, right? I can do everything. I'm smart. I'm not incapable and whatnot. And sometimes people feel that delegating a task or asking for help is a sign of weakness. Well, I mean, I understand when people feel that way. I honestly do. But then again, I feel that not asking for help until you get yourself into a jam, couldn't that necessarily be considered some level of weakness? I mean, just asking for a friend. But yeah, so it's all relevant. So, this is a very important subject to me, as well as I feel that it should be for a lot of people, because it's something that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so to those people that are going through something, they're going some sort of crisis or going through some sort of issues, you're not alone. And if there's any way that I can be of help, I could be of assistance to pass along that act of human kindness. Mitzvah is Hebrew, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Hebrew for act of human kindness. I've always loved that term. I always feel that I've tried to lead by that example as best as I possibly could. I am human. I am flawed. I'm far from perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I really don't. And to those that think that they're perfect, get real, get over yourselves. But yeah. So, oh, that's not kind, Kev. Oh, look, I just practiced one of my flaws. But anyways, but I always try to set that precedent for myself because it's important. Why? Because in case nobody told you, we're interacting with other human beings, right? So a little bit of kindness goes a long way, and a lot of kindness goes even further. So if I can be of any help, any assistance, please, by all means, reach out. I don't have all the answers. I don't want to pretend like I have all the answers. I don't try to front like I have all the answers. If I sound like a know-it-all, please correct me. But yeah, I'm really not. I'm here to serve. That is my purpose. I feel like that's part of one of my identities as a person, not just as a nurse or a civilian, but that's just me in general, how I like to carry myself. A lot of that stuff came from just my own personal experience so far, and a lot of it also came from books, came from watching a very interesting. Or listening to a very interesting podcast, watching a very interesting vlogs, right? That's what they call them. Um, and yeah, another thing that was a big help to me was philosophy. I mean, what better than to look to the past for great minds who, oh man, like they're talking like, I've experienced something like this before. Well, newsflash, they were human beings back then too. They had similar problems back then too. Yeah, there was no social media or all this kind of modern day kind of technologically advanced kind of stuff, but that was the human conditioning of that similar sort of problems back then. So, surprise, surprise. Humans had problems back then? Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what brought us to where we are today, right? I mean, it's all relevant. I always say all the time, because I also, student of history, is that when you dig deep into history and you start learning about different events, different people, different time periods, whatever it may be, if you learn about it, but if you can somehow compare and contrast it to something that's going on in today's world, I swear you will find a similarity. You're going to. That's the whole thing. I know they say if we don't learn history, we're doomed to repeat it. It's like we're repeating it anyway. Why? Because we take experiences from the past, we apply it, and then we make progress. But that's why they call it progression, right? So we start from one place and then we get ourselves to this place in hopes of getting to that place. And when I say that place, hopefully in a more positive that place, whatever it may be. So, um, and yeah, I love these kind of discussions, because um, although some people feel like it's played out or it's just, oh, being optimistic. It's like, well, yeah, why don't you try being optimistic and actually being optimistic? I get it. Fake it till you make it. If that helps, sure. But the thing is, what we fail to realize is that I tried being optimistic and I was doing so well, but then something happened, and and now see, people suck. Well, no, not necessarily. Was it working when you were actually doing it? Yeah, temporarily. It's like, oh, you mean people were still people at the time that you were being optimistic, and then all of a sudden they started acting like people again, or you started experiencing other emotions? I don't know what the hell to tell you. You can only be euphoric for so long. That's the thing. Again, side effect of life. You're gonna have your ups. You're gonna have your downs. You're gonna have your neutralities and whatnot. I mean, it's nothing is perfect. Nothing is gonna be pieced together so perfectly for a long time, for a long period of time. Because what is that saying? Winter is coming, right? So that's just more of just a line of just saying that things are good right now. Hopefully they stay good, but be open to the possibility that it's probably not going to be good at some point. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to stay not good, and it could be great in the future. Sometimes it has to take a bad time in order to reach an even better time, greater time, more advanced time. What do they say? Like diamonds are created under pressure. Yes, again, just another one of those one-liners, cliche kind of statements, but people say it because it works. It's the truth. It really is. But when people do feel down, when they do try and then they feel like they failed, we got to give ourselves grace too. That's another very good term that I've been trying to use more often is giving grace. Giving grace, I feel, is kind of like calling it patience. Be patient with it. A lot of us were very impatient, especially in our world of quick demand, supply and demand. I know we're a capitalist society, but goddamn, we need to wait sometimes. We need to realize that, hey, I'm not the only person here. I know we like to feel like we're superior and we're the most significant thing and blah, 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 blah. Good for you. Other people don't. So giving grace is just, for me, is just another way of saying, please be patient. If not for others, be patient to yourself. And that's the thing. I know a lot of people get tired of trying to be patient because, again, it's they want things done now, right now. It's happening for that person. It's like, yeah, okay, it's happening for. Are you that person? It's happening for that person right now. Has it never happened to you? No, of course. Has there ever been a time where you wanted something and boom, it happened right now? Yes, it has. For somebody that says that that's never happened to me, give me a person that says that the quick demand, the quick satisfaction has never happened to me, and I'll find you the person that's full of shit. So I like to keep it real, obviously, right? So, but yeah, not to go on too many tangents and rants and whatnots. I know I said I was going to keep today short, but that's the thing. Like once the subject starts, boom, like I could just keep on going. That's the beauty of this, right? And yeah, so and this can be applied to everything. Again, it's all up here. It really is. It sincerely is. And no, I did not read some book recently that and now I'm regurgitating their little tidbits and talking points or anything like that. I'm not going to post anything or make any references to anything. If I quote something, I will leave the quote whomever said it, but this is just coming strictly from me. And yeah, today's an amazing day. There's a possibility that tomorrow will be a shitty day, but it's the matter of recognizing that and being open to it, but also not to go about it nihilistically, like, oh, tomorrow is a possibility of a shitty day, so I'm just not going to. It's like, no. Be open to the possibility, but also be prepared ahead of time. Preparation is a very important skill set too, that a lot of people don't necessarily take on, or they just wait for somebody else to do something about it. I mean, you could, depending on what that thing is. But if you're not going to be prepared for anything at all, that's a scary place to be. I mean, for me, I'm speaking entirely for me, not the way that things should be. I'm just saying based off of me, my experience, the way I look at things, the way my outlook is on certain things. Am I prepared for everything? Of course not. No. But as far as this goes, the possibility of disappointment, the possibility of somebody letting you down and whatnot, we have to be open to that possibility because it happens. Why? Because again, we're interacting with other humans who have their own list of demands, their own egos, their own supply and demand and all this jazz, right? So grace, give yourself grace, give them grace, aka patient. Be patient with yourself, be patient with them. I get it. Easier said than done. Yes, absolutely. You can say that to your blue in the face. But hey, I feel it's the truth. You haven't tried that, or maybe you haven't tried that for a while. Give it a shot. Give it a shot again. Try it again. And also, if it hasn't worked in the past, what if it's going to work now? Some people will say that. Yeah, I've tried this before and it doesn't work. Okay, well, are you open to trying it again? Maybe now is the time to work. Like when somebody says, nobody likes me. It's like, really? Why? Why would somebody not like somebody? Usually due to an experience, something that they've gone through, obviously, right? But then now you try it, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, like, yeah, they're cool. They actually like me. They like my company. They like my presence and whatnot. That's a form of progression, don't you think? Yeah, I think so. So just because it didn't happen once upon a time, that doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. And it all depends on what you're looking at. So, but I know I went on a little bit more than I should have, or maybe not enough. Who knows? But that's something that I wanted to touch base on today. It's a beautiful day today. Maybe the sun shining on me kind of just boosted my happy-go-lucky. I am an optimist, and like kind of ordeal. But I just wanted to put that message out there. That message of those that are going through something. I'm thinking about you. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. And reach out anytime and be patient. I will get back to you. I promise I will. And you guys are all my witnesses. This will be posted. And you can definitely say, you said you would and you didn't and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Doesn't mean that I'm going to say things that you're going to like. Of course not. One of my other fine traits, I feel, is that I'm also a very blunt and straightforward person. I don't beat around the bush. And I don't bullshit people. But that doesn't mean that my response is going to be a total asshole. I might poke fun. Those that know me, I'm going to be sarcastic. I'm going to, joke about certain things. But you will have my sincere, undivided attention. And I will be a great listener. And I will try to provide the best advice that I feel that I am capable of giving. And if This is what I tell my students whenever I come into the presence of students, is that if you don't like the advice you're getting, just you can ask somebody else. Ask somebody that's able to give the advice that's not necessarily for you to get your way, but for you to get a better understanding, right? Because a lot of times people, they say they want advice, you give them advice, and it's like, no, that's not right. That's not what it's like. Okay, so I'm not telling you what you want to hear. I'm telling you what you need to hear based off of me. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. I'm just not enabling whatever it is that you want me to do. So that's also another thing. That's why it's a discussion. That's why there's dialogue that goes on, right? That's the discord. Is that sometimes we're not going to like the answer. However, internally, if we feel that that is the right answer, we don't have to necessarily bow to that person or whatnot, but it's just more of like, yeah, they got a point, or no, F this guy. Like, I don't want to hear anything that he has to say. That's fine. But if you're going to go around being like, F this person, F that person, but like, maybe F you, so until you realize that, hey, maybe I'm the issue. Maybe I should open up a little bit, maybe I should be a little bit more open-minded, right? Again, blunt, straightforward, but with care, with heart, with total love and compassion, right? Be open, pull back your ego a little bit. Be a little open to something that you might not want to hear, because unfortunately we've moved into a society. I'm not going to say progressed. Progress has a positive connotation to it. We've moved into a society where everybody just wants to tell others things. They don't want to necessarily, perhaps, I guess, guide. Maybe that's not the right or not a right word for it, but they just want to tell people how it is, rather than just being like, well, this is the way that I'm looking at things, and please, I mean, if you can please respectfully be open to it. And if you're not open to it, or you don't agree where I'm coming from, at least you don't have to necessarily be confrontational about it. You don't have to jump to any sort of like ad hominem attacks, which it's easy to do, right? It's easy to just be like, yeah, of course this person's saying this fucking idiot or whatever. Part of my language, but but yeah, it's easy to do that. But hey, I mean, if we're approaching it more from a methodical or a logical or a more open-minded kind of perspective, it's just more of, huh, I guess I can understand where they're maybe coming from. I don't have to agree to everything that they're saying, but at least they're giving me something a little bit more to think about, not to go into like a deep dive into their brain, and now they're stuck in some sort of like internal mental rabbit hole or anything like that. But it's be open to the possibility that people might not tell you something that you're going to like what they have to say, respectfully what they have to say, right? Like somebody's being derogative, or like obviously they're acting stupid, they're being disrespectful, whatever maybe, then yeah, by all means, it's, you know what, thank you for your time, no thank you. I'm talking about somebody with like, as actually approaches, with respect, logically, and is actually interested in helping. And yeah, so anyways, not to go more and more on this subject. That's just something that I wanted to share today. So again, those that are going through some kind of jam, my heart goes out to you. I appreciate where you're at. I've been there to a certain level by my own experience, and if there's anything that I can help with, or say, or damn, if you just need to just again vent out, just do a F-bomb contest, all ears. You don't want me to say anything, that's totally fine. I'm not going to be taking up an entire day to listen to it. I mean, by all means. I mean, we all have things to do in life, but there is always time to be made for people. I'm a firm believer of that. Might not be right here, right this moment, right this second, but the right person will be there for you, will give their undivided attention, will actually be present in that moment with you. And I sincerely believe that that's what we are all truly trying to find and look for. So, but yeah. Anyways, guys, so thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. That's what I just wanted to end on a positive note. And before we go, of course, we're going to be ending the show with another Bust a Pack. We went Japanese, and it's time we go English again. And reaching in my bag right here, and oh well, look at that. We're going for the brilliant stars this time. All right, we're shooting for the stars. That's right. Why? Because you guys are all stars. That's right. Yeah. Okay, come on. Okay, beautiful. Okay, awesome. And that goes flying, of course, our famous flyer. Let's see, which one is going to be the... I got to get these card tricks down, or maybe look them up before I start opening them, but here we go. Okay, we're starting off with a little bit of electric energy right there, followed by a clang. Look at them clanging together right there. Okay, very cool. Next, we got a Torkoal. Okay, like a badass turtle. Okay, alrighty, Torkoal. Double turbo energy. Okay, I believe we've hit that a couple times before. Next, we have a Grimer. Check him out. Yeah, look at this guy. Solo to the ground. He's melting away, but look at that. He's still got that goofy smile on his face. So that's a glass half full Pokemon right there. Look at him. He's so stoked. Next, we got a Shinx. All right, Shinx living in the Sphinx. All right, we've seen the Shinx. Then we got our Bidoof. Look at that doofus. That's not nice to say, but hey, I'm only being real. And we'll move on to our Electabuzz. Alrighty, always bringing on the electricity, all that energy. Next, we got a Haluka. Okay, that actually looks pretty cool. Okay, kind of looks like a WWE superstar kind of ordeal and whatnot, mixed with a shark and like a falcon. Next, we move on to our Collapsed Stadium. No, that's not cool. Well, it's a reverse holo, so I think that's pretty cool. Then we move on to, is this our last card? We're gonna, look at that Moltres. All right, beautiful. We love those fossil birds. All right, those, what do they call it? Fossil birds, rare birds. And that is a holo for us. Okay, beautiful. With that, we're going to go ahead and fly away. Thank you, Moltres. This is our brilliant stars for the day. Excellent. Okay, guys. Well, I sincerely hope everybody has an amazing Saturday. Enjoy this beautiful weather, or wherever you're tuning into. I don't know if the weather is beautiful there or not, but it's surely here. It is here in beautiful Fresno, California. I just hope that it doesn't get too hot. If people know the Fresno heat here, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Hopefully not anytime soon, but it is a beautiful day. I'm going to go out and enjoy it. Hope you guys have an amazing day as well, and a great rest of the weekend. And please make sure that we're still liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing to boost that algorithm. And thank you so very much, everybody, for all the love and support. And stay tuned, because I think I am going to be opening up that second channel for the fitness-related stuff, especially the Friday accountability weigh-ins, along with other fitness-related stuff, exercise-related stuff, and yeah, and then. Of course, stay tuned for the upcoming daily Pokemon TCG Busta Packs, the Monday through Thursdays. And also don't forget to stop by next week for our Brewery Busta Pack boxes with my best friends. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'll post that so you guys will be able to remember and stop by when you do. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Everybody have a great rest of the day, great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you soon.